Hello everybody and welcome. I am Antipirate and today I am positively geeking out about the Light the Spark Arena Challenge Day 5. We have in the hangar Experimental Loki with Gusts, Ivory Ravana with Cryos, Scorpion with Scourge and Spark, Deathwing Ao Jun with Avengers, Nemesis with Igniters. Let's get to some gameplay right now. So, I'm going to start out here with the Ravana because I want something that is okay getting kind of caught in the middle and just kind of good up close. So, I'm moving towards the Scorpion and he comes around behind me and I kind of get the cover, but anyways, I have to use my ability. I notice now that I have overdrive, but once the Scorpion teleports back, I take that opportunity to do as much damage as I can to him. He gets me right into the overdrive range, which is something I'm okay with. So, honestly, I waited too long. I probably, if I fired early, I've gotten a couple shots in, but then I wasted stuff against this guy's shield. Now I'm able to use one ability charge to avoid most of the damage there, and then he drops down behind. So I'm worried about what's going to happen here. This other Ravana makes him use his shield. And then I'm able to come in here, and I mean, it's luck to an extent. We were both using the same weapons, same bot. I happen to get the kill. So, a bit lucky there, but I'll take it. Now, here we are, two Cryo Ravanas fighting each other. Here's a little tip about Cryo Ravana. Unlike dying, when you go into Transcendence, projectiles that you launch are still in the air. What this allows you to do is, if you're at a little bit of a distance and you're firing at a Cryo Ravana with a Cryo Ravana, you shoot before they go into before the Transcendence ends, then go into Transcendence. Their rockets hit them when their Transcendence ends, and then you get away scot-free. You can only do little bits of damage that way, but it can gain you a little bit of an advantage. And then I almost get the Scorpion. If I had gotten away just a little bit faster, taking a little bit less damage on that first bit, very close, very close. And then the Scorpion uses healing. Seems to be, at least. And I just have a little bit of a hard time finishing off, but I do manage to get it. I see its ability come active, so I immediately turn around and I'm able to kill it before it starts dealing damage to me. Now I'm like halfway through my Avengers, so I'm going to reload here. Now this build particularly doesn't feel as powerful as you might be used to, partially because no sharpshooter. So I get my revenge on the Scorpion, and I'm thinking with this elevation advantage, I might be able to skill shot this Loki, and he's suffering from the no sharpshooter problem as well, so. But I get a little bit too focused on Loki, and I'm getting flanked by this other Ao Jun. I see that Loki comes out of stealth. I go up into the air. I'm like, I need to get to cover because that Ao Jun is just going to come after me. But I also don't want to be 10 seconds of that Loki in my face. So I actually managed to get the Loki down to last stand. I might have used my healing too early. I don't know, but I get out of position and get finished off by the Ao Jun. So now, here we are in Scorpion. Scorpion with Scourge and Sparks. The interesting thing about this bot is that it seems to make a difference of if you're currently firing, you don't lose your lock when you teleport. But when you aren't firing, you can lose your lock. I was able to get that extra DPS by teleporting in and dealing extra damage to that guy for being closer. Unfortunately, I really wasn't paying attention to what was behind me. And then I go ahead and teleport back, and this is Ravana way too close. I'm able to kind of pull the trick on him, but it's a little bit too late. I'm losing weapons, and I can't finish the job. Then we come in this Loki. Honestly, I find Loki without pilot skills is just very unfun to play. Also, no healing. So if some people kind of get you a little bit, you can't recover from that. And like, you have no sharpshooter, you have no roadhog, you have no healing. I do my lockdown ammo a little bit too soon there. So that Scorpion starts running away from me. I go into stealth. With his lock-on weapons, I can actually do okay get with him with the stealth. Actually, here I kind of discover what the one thing Lokis are actually really good for is. I don't know how useful this will be. I happen to be standing right where he teleports back to, and miss a couple shots at first, but then I get to be able to that full damage shot that finishes him off. Now, I could have taken out that Ravana, but I was, too worried about getting shot and didn't have my weapons out. So that's too bad. Now, if I go inside this guy's shield, I can hit him with the full value of my... But the thing is, Nemesis is not a squishy bot. It's not super tough, but it's not squishy. I would have been better off trying to go inside the Nemesis shield immediately, because now I'm just stuck between two people. And what happens to the middle guy? He dies. So, not feeling great about that. But yeah, like if I had gone inside the Nemesis shield, I probably would have done a little bit better just because I was getting flanked. But the Nemesis, you'll see here in a minute, the Nemesis has enough firepower to do a lot of damage to Loki, and those Gust clips are just so small. They're just way too small. You're not going to be able to kill the Nemesis, at least not cleanly. So everyone's kind of like going to this one spot to fight now, so I'm heading back at them. Not gonna change that now. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm not confident in this Nemesis' ability to do a lot, but I try to pick up that kill, but I don't. Now, I know this Loki's really low, so if I can line up my flamers on him, even if I'm using targeting on the other guy, I'm in good place. So, okay, so I shoot this one Loki, he goes to stealth. This Loki comes out, I shoot him, got him. And this Loki kind of comes at me, does what I was afraid to do, comes straight at me. As soon as he starts coming out, I start firing. I also start healing, which is probably a little bit too soon, but I also activate my ability, immediately switch it into firing mode, and I'm able to get him down. I'm able to kill him and only lose about a quarter of my health. Like, between the rockets, which can be manually activated like 1 second after the ability starts, and the 2 igniters, like, that's a big damage, and healing on the Nemesis, that Loki cannot do a whole ton at point blank. Gusts just aren't enough. So this guy's coming back in the Nemesis. Now, as we reach 350, he starts firing to see if he can catch me. Think about a mirror match like this. You got to pay attention to where you're at in your firing cycles relative to each other. So now I know he's probably spent about a third of his clip. Honestly, I'd be better off sticking to cover. So I start healing after he generates a bit of a thing, bit of a deficit of my health. And then I get in close. Both these of our abilities pretty much hit each other completely with them, but he runs out of ammo. And I finish my clip off, and he dies. So, when you're in a mirror match, you got to really pay attention to that, where you are in the cycle with ammunition, because I was able to bleed out of it. This is like particularly if it has to happen a lot faster with a weapon like Cryo's, but you have to you think of it, how much have they been firing, how much have I been firing in a relatively short window with something like Cryo's. And here is the score. I was top damage by a little bit, top kills by a decent chunk, and that's pretty much all there is to that. Let's have a closer look at that hangar. Right here. Oh, not quite right there. This was the first game I played, guys. So I was taking the screenshot. So hopefully, guys, you like that. So if you did, be like Helpful Mender. And so we got the Loki. We've got Last Stand, which we saw, I'm sure, and a little bit of a balance. Honestly, I would rather there be two thermonukes on this guy. Actually, maybe get a little bit more damage out of him. You got Lockdown, might be useful. Maybe a little bit against the Ravana, because you can lock him down before and after. Because he only has two transcendences. So if you get him to use one transcendence, and then you lock him down. But he has quantum radar. Like the Ravana has quantum radar, and 3 cryos. Like the Loki's not going to stand a chance. But just know that you can, because transcendence removes the lockdown, but it doesn't give lockdown immunity, and it only lasts 3 seconds. If you lock something down with lockdown ammo and then they transcend, they are still going to be vulnerable to the tail end of that lockdown ammo potentially after the transcendence is over. Probably won't save you against the Ravana. So then we have the Ravana, only bot with quantum radar here, and he's got 2 overdrives. This thing can deal a lot of damage, but you can wear it down if you're careful. So if the Scorpion can attack it from outside, well outside 300 meters, you can actually, wear it down and actually do some decent damage to it. Because it doesn't have those armor modules at all. Next, we've got Scorpion. It's got healing, so when you start to get worn down, because you only have 50% resistance in your ability, you can kind of keep it going a bit longer, and you can do some good damage when you take people by surprise. So, probably pretty good for stealing kills. Just remember, you're going to lose your lock. You potentially, I've seen other Scorpions, they lose their lock when they teleport. But if you're currently firing, for some reason that locked on doesn't go off. Then you've got Deathwing Ao Jun. Avengers without Sharpshooter, kind of underwhelming. But you've got kind of a balanced build, which I think is better for the Ao Jun than it is for the Loki, because you're not running burst weapons. And you've got healing, which is helpful. But only regular healing. The Scorpion has advanced healing. Then we've got Nemesis. Igniters, pretty strong. If you use cover well, you can probably do some okay stuff with this bot. This is a fun bot to play, but not super powerful. Again, a balanced build with sustained weapons is fine, and you got healing module. You can definitely do some stuff with this if you play it just right. But if your opponents know the timing on the ability and play their cards right, it's going to be hard to beat them. But not impossible. When you have such a short cooldown and you use your cover, you can steal some stuff. And when I say steal, I don't mean steal kills from other people. I mean steal a one-on-one away from the favorite when you're the underdog, if you play it just right. Okay, that is that. Hopefully you liked it. We've still got, I think, 2 more days of the event, so be like Helpful Mender, and oh, there we are. There we are. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to get what's coming next from me, because you enjoyed this. For now, may you have luck in the arena, and a good day. I'm Anti-Pirate, signing off.